Alright, welcome to my channel. So today we are making this adorable backpack. I actually, surprisingly, made no changes. So I made this exactly the way the pattern says with the exact interfacing. I guess technically I did make a change because I used vinyl in certain areas. So the zipper panel was vinyl, the gusset is vinyl. So of course I'm not going to use any woven there, but I did not change the interfacing as far as using the interfacing for the cotton woven. I used the waterproof canvas, which is technically water resistant, in all the places that she said, for the pocket as well. And then there's a front pocket here, and you have like your spots for pens and lip gloss and sunglasses, whatever. It's a very nice roomy backpack. It is a mini backpack. If you'd like, you can add an additional internal zipper pocket to it. I personally would, just because I like having a internal zipper pocket. You do have the back zipper pocket, but that's just my opinion. So you do have, I just think it's super cute. There is this little swivel hook for keys. I think personally I would put it inside the bag, but it works however you like. If you like it back there, absolutely. There are adjustable straps. It's just so cute. It turned out super cute. I am super excited about this bag, and I'll probably make a couple more. But if you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe. If you don't like the video, that's fine. I don't know why you wouldn't, but okay. If you have requests about patterns to be made, post them in the comments. I know I do have one that I do need to make. And heads up, this is a custom fabric, so there is a pre-order open for this fabric. If you want to know the pre-order link, let me know, and I can link it to the comment that you make. It's really cute. You can get it in cotton woven and cotton lycra. I believe you might be able to get it in athletic. I'm not exactly sure though, but the bag is super cute. So thank you for joining me for this bag. Bye. Okay, so let's get to making this bag. Real quick, I am using a Juki TL18QVP, so it's a high performance. It is not an industrial, but it does get the job done. I have my Teflon foot on. I'm using a size 18 needle, and we're going to start with the straps. I already marked my center on these straps here, and I'm going to take some double-sided tape and go down the center, well, not the center, just a little bit outside of the my center line, because this is going to be part of where we'll be top stitching, and so we don't want to have that double-sided tape within our seam there. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, on our top stitch line. I said seam, that's not really the correct term, but anyways, so go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and get this double-sided tape. Then I'm going to fold these edges in. I will not butt them up together. I will leave a small gap, and then we'll fold it over again. All right, so I will speed through that real quick. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and top stitch, and one end I'm not going to finish off, only because it's going to go into the accent strap. So I don't think it really matters which side you leave unfinished, but I'm going to switch to a 4.5 to 5 stitch length, or top stitch length, and get this going. Back stitch, quick tip, if you're worried about the way your stitches are going to look, make sure you find matching thread to your vinyl or to your fabric, whatever you're using for your straps. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just get this other strap done. You saw I had a bobbin change there. I forgot to put in a fresh bobbin. So that happens, and you're using like a vinyl. Just try to match those couple of holes up where you did sew without the bobbin. And this is a thread zapper because it is in the middle of the strap. I'm using it to get as close as I can so you don't see those threads. Don't touch the vinyl with it because you can burn the vinyl. So those are our straps. Next thing we're going to do is do our carrying handle, and then we'll get our rectangles done, and I don't see my little piece. I have a key strap too. Here we go. A little key strap. All right, so the carrying handle will do it the same way as our main straps. So we will find our centers. If I can find my ruler. Here we go. Sorry, I'm in a whole different setup right now and had to makeshift a setup in a hotel room. So all right, so same way, mark our center. And I don't know if I didn't explain it with the other strap, but the reason why you don't butt your ends together when you're doing a double fold like this with straps is because if you do, it will make a bulge in your strap, and you don't want that. Look funky. So the noises that you hear in the background are other people in the hotel and their dogs, their kids. So I apologize if that does bother you, but the show must go on. So we're gonna fold the ends here. And I'm going to do the same thing right down the middle here. And we're going to top stitch. Right, there's our hang strap. Now we will do our rectangle, and this we will butt up to the middle. What we're gonna do, same, mark our center. Because we're only going to fold it once. We'll do the same thing. Top stitch. All right, so now we're just going to fold this in half, cut it in half, get our rectangle rings here, and we'll slide through, making sure the wrong sides together here, and then we will attach them. I need to find my knee lift bar. I brought it. I know I brought it. I just need to find it. Can't take it anymore. Right, and then we'll put these to the side with our straps. This is my first time making this bag, so I most definitely have the pattern on the side here. So if I got some pauses, some like, wait a minute, what's going on here moments, that is why. But I figured this would be fun, doing a bag for the first time. All right, so we get our key clip here. Oh, go ahead and mark my center. It's like so, my center. Fold in half, and then mark the line. All right, and then down the middle. So I might be sewing on some double-sided tape. So if your machine doesn't like double-sided tape on this part, you can skip this part too, or you can use some other kind of like wash away, tear away tape. So then we'll get our swivel. I am going to sew these two pieces together. And I'll be fancy like she does in the pattern. And put a rivet right here. Why not? Have my little container of my rivets over here. And this is to punch the hole. And you can get this hole punch from Michael's and I believe Hobby Lobby. I'm using a rivet press that I got from Cam Snaps. I think it really matters which way you press it. And we will put this to the side with all the other pieces. So next, let's see, next we will be making the interior slip pocket. All right. Interior slip pocket. So we're going to do here, fold this in half, and with our seam allowance, we are going to leave an opening here at our smaller stitch length, back stitch, make sure I'm doing this right. All right, so we'll stop at the top and then come back on the side. So we're not going to sew across this side. Here, there we go, and probably come up maybe like about 2 inches. Something like that. And now we're gonna trim these corner pieces close to the stitch, but do not cut the stitches. And what that does is when you turn it, it makes for a nice corner piece. So we'll turn this out. Probably could have left a bigger hole, but I think it's okay. these corners pushed out. And because I am using fabric, I am going to go and press this with the iron, just so it stays together, and flatten this out. All right, so I'll be right back and do that. So now we will take one of our interior lining pieces, and I'm gonna have the open piece down at the bottom. And let's see. All right, mark where we want to place our pocket. And now we're going to go ahead and top stitch right here, that horseshoe shape. And I'm going to use that 4.5 to 5 stitch length, back stitch there. And as usual, almost all top stitching is going to be 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And the black, the black is a water resistant canvas that I'm using. I like using it mainly because it saves on interfacing. Now, if I find like a really nice fabric that I'd like, then I'll sacrifice, but majority of the times I use the water resistant canvas. All right, so we're gonna put that to the side. Let's see what we got next. Okay, so now we have a back pocket. Back pocket. Okay, I have to take a pause. I will be right back to do this pocket with you all. Okay, so back to business. Let's get this pocket done. So this pocket is done a little differently than most pockets that I've done. So it's definitely going to be fun. Okay, so here we have, let's see, the pattern piece for this does give you your cutout, so where it needs to be placed. So what you want to do, what you would do is have both pieces. There's your back piece, exterior piece, and then your pocket lining piece. And so what you're going to do is mark on the wrong sides where you want the zipper to be. So I have it here, so I'd have the piece like this, and then on the other side I would flip it to make sure that when I go to assemble the zipper, I have the zipper hole cut in the correct spot. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'll fold it in half and cut. And we still do it like normal, where we cut to, I usually cut about 1/2 inch from where I want my zipper to stop. and make my dark lines. So I may have made that a little too long, but it's okay. So now normally we have these pieces together, but this time what we're going to do is fold the pieces back. Since I am using fabric, I'm going to go to the iron and press these pieces back. You can take double-sided tape to hold them down, however you'd like. It's up to you. I don't know if it's necessary, so I'm gonna press it and then see how necessary it is to have like double-sided tape or fabric glue there to hold these pieces back. Okay, so I pressed it with a lot of steam, and it looks like you don't need it, but if you really wanted to, you could go ahead and just stick some double-sided tape. So now what we're going to do is get our zipper, and it will be a little bit longer than your zipper hole, but oh, I did not seal my zipper. Let's trim that way. Okay, so now we're going to place our zipper. When you do place your zipper, make sure your zipper pull is going up and not going down. So when you open it, so you're closing it this way and you open it this way, okay? It does make a big difference, because if you have the opposite way, stuff will fall out before you want your pocket, before your, what am I trying to say? Stuff will fall out, plain and simple. Anyways, so here you can take double-sided tape on your zipper to place it, hold it in place. Because of the way we're doing this, I am going to do double-sided tape. And I'm probably going to put it, let's see, I can put it right here on the very edge of my zipper here. And you guys know I usually don't use double-sided tape with the zipper, but the way we're doing this zipper, it's probably going to be a lot more helpful. So, just right at the edge of the zipper. Okay. And let's peel this away. It's a little bit more difficult. There we go. Make sure my zipper pull is going up. And now I'm going to place my zipper. Make sure that zipper pull is out of the way. Position this a little bit better. There we go. Okay, and then we will put this piece like this, line it up here, And in this case, you can, you know, clip this down. So it doesn't shift. And now we will do like we normally do with the zipper pockets and do our stitch around our zipper. Get that zipper in place. 4.5 to 5 stitch lengths. Back stitch. Shift head over just a little bit. All right. Now our zipper is in place. Okay. And then our next step is going to be, okay, taking our other piece here, right sides together, and then we're going to baste it in place. And this should give us a functioning pocket. Yeah. Cute fabric. All right, so we'll just go ahead and baste this in place here. Okay, so what I did, I don't think I explained that very well, so I'm sorry about that. What I did was I took the other pocket piece. So there were 2 pocket pieces. So I took the other pocket piece, right sides together, and just basted it in place. Technically it is open still right here, but when you put the accent, the back accent piece on here, it is going to close that pocket up. So now we have our functioning pocket here. Still cute. Okay, so next we are working on our accent piece. Okay, our back accent piece. Where did I put it? What's the main gusset? Here we go. So the anchor piece. And what I'm going to do is I mark this. You're supposed to fold it back. And because I'm not using fabric, I can't press it. So I'm just going to take some double-sided tape right to the edge. I might hit some double-sided tape when I go to put this down, but I think my machine will be okay with it. If your machine is not okay with it using vinyl, I believe there's some tearaway, wash away tape or something that you can use. So double-sided tape off. And now I'm going to fold on the line that I marked. It's sticking to the machine. And she gives you the measurements on how far you're supposed to fold this over. How much you're supposed to fold it over. That's kind of not the straightest. Okay, it's a little wavy. It's the back, so you're not going to notice it too much. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to take a piece of double-sided tape right in the middle. Right in the middle. And let's see, measure how far down I need to lay this. Okay. And I forgot to mark my center, so, oh, but I do have it marked here actually. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get our hang strap here. I don't want to lay it like this. I want to lay it like this. Okay. So it's going to go. I'm gonna lay this here and have it just above that bottom fold line, and you want to have a decent little gap here, not too wide of a gap between the two pieces. So I'm gonna shift this over just a little bit. Shift this over just a little bit. Just a touch. A little bit. Okay. Oh, that's that iron turning off. I'm gonna bring this down more. to pop this way so I can get it to lay flat while I'm sewing it down. And then what we're going to do is, she does give a cool little tip with doing back straps, which is to cut your strap at an angle. I think I want, make sure I like what side it's gonna be. Right? So you're gonna cut this at an angle, right? She says about a 30-degree angle. Because when you go, if you have it as a straight line, this is the first time I've seen this, but when you have it as a straight line, it, when you go to put it on your back, it doesn't, the straps don't lay right and they crinkle. So if you put it at an angle, it'll lay on your shoulders nicely. And I did not know that, but see how it goes to in an angle like that? I guess it sits on your shoulders nicely. Always fun to learn new things. So, my right side. And you definitely want to cut these in a mirror. Ooh. And you're going to bump these straps right up to that hang strap there. All right. Now I did do the key. It's a key hook, I guess you call it. And we'll go ahead and lift this up and place this down. So basically right up to the strap here. Maybe a little bit further over. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead and top stitch all the way around, and I'll probably do a second top stitch for security. At a 4.5 to a 5 stitch length, and let's get started. Okay, so unfortunately my bottom stitch line looks wacky, but I think it's okay. And you see now the pocket's closed. What happened here? But if you want, which I think I'm gonna do, is for extra security, I think I'm going to do some rivets. Obviously this is optional by choice, but I think it'll be cute. Now that we've had fun with rivets, we can move on to our next step. And our next step is going to be basting our slip pocket panel on in place. I'll go ahead and clip this down. And she does recommend to roll your straps up and shove them in your pocket to keep them out of the way as much as possible. You don't catch them in other spots. So, see if I can get it. These vinyl straps in here. They like to do what they want. Get in there, straps. This is gonna be fun. Base this in place. I don't know. Come on. You don't want to stay in there. There we go. It's all good. Actually watching this show earlier when I was cutting the bag. And we're going to use the fabric, might as well watch it, right? All right, so we'll just go ahead and base this in place. All right. Keep picking this up. Okay, so that panel piece. I'm gonna put that to the side for right now, and front zipper pocket. So first, in the slip pocket that goes. Okay, so now we're getting our front pocket panel pieces, and I need my slip pocket. So we're gonna fold this in half. And we'll top stitch. Then we're going to take our, and I'm using a waterproof canvas here, and I'm going to clip these right here on the side. And she gives measurements to make a pen, like a lip gloss and a pen pocket. So we'll go ahead and do that as well. All right, so we'll measure in here, and I'm going to use a pencil to mark the line. You can use a removable pencil or something like that if you want. I'm going to clip this back in place. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and baste this. And as we're base stitching, we're going to come back, come here, come up the line, over a little bit down, do the same thing up, over a little bit down, and then finish basting here. Okay, I had to get my knee lift bar. It was driving me crazy. And so now that we have this done, well, I didn't catch right there, but that's okay. I'm going to trim off this piece right here, this excess, because I want it to be as close to the pocket shape as we need it to be, because the curves really do matter in this pattern. Cute. Okay, so now put the pocket to the side real quick. Oops. Now we get our pieces for the pocket, the front pocket, and our zipper. It'll be the shorter zipper, and what we are going to do is we are going to take our exterior piece, our lining piece or accent piece, and it's going to be the wrong side of the zipper to the right side of the lining piece, and then our right side of our zipper panel here to the right side of the zipper. And we're going to line them up to the edge of the zipper. Oh, I didn't know. I guess I didn't seal any of my zippers. I feel like this is probably going to be one of the most all over the place videos I've done. Sorry about that. I thought I was ready. I thought I was prepared. You do the main zipper while I'm at it. Okay, let's try that again. So we're lining up these edges together and sew them down at your required seam allowance. Change the bobbin. So then we'll pull these two pieces back and we will top stitch. Probably help if I change the length. Okay. And I am going to switch out my foot real quick. I don't think I need my Teflon foot anymore. Back to my regular foot that can handle things. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing here on the other side. I'll have to pull it a little weird, like, it's okay. Same thing. Sew at a required seam allowance. All right, and then flip these wrong sides together, and we will top stitch this part. Okay. Now we have our zipper gusset made for this front pocket. We're going to take the exterior piece of the front pocket, and there are lines where she shows that you transfer over from the pattern piece to line up your gusset pieces correctly. Husband calling. So like I was saying, I do want to find my center of my zipper here. Real quick. I'm going to line these two gusset pieces up. And here we go. Thread zapper. So I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos. I do suggest it in maybe one or two of my other videos, but to mark your center of your zipper instead of snipping it, because it can, and then you have to fray check it because they can fray. You can use your thread zapper because it'll mark it and seal it at the same time. All right, so now right sides together, and we're going to clip. I'm going to line the center. Okay, I'm going to line the center of the zipper to the center here, and then on the back, it has marked where your gusset seam is supposed to sit. So make sure right sides together. And you get in this top part of the zipper to line up here. And then line this up. And now I'm going to just clip the corners around. I don't think I said anything about lining or interfacing. So interfacing is SF101, and then just on this one panel is 809. I'm just going to clip this in place. I'm going to use quite a few clips because I don't want this curve to slip. And I'm going to speed this up. Okay, so we have this clipped up like crazy. She does suggest to do some snips at 1/8 of an inch on your curves, but I don't do it. If you are going to do it, I would not suggest to do it around the zipper, just because of the possible fraying of the zipper and the zipper coming apart. So I'm just not even going to worry about it, and I'm going to go ahead and just sew this down. And we're going to use a smaller stitch length, your constructed stitch length. All right. So to open our zipper, and now we take, let's see, we're going to take this piece and sandwich it together. We're going to line up our marks that we transferred from the pattern piece. And our corners. Now this piece, there are lines here. There's a start and stop line to leave a gap to be able to turn this pocket around. Shove that zipper in there. Okay. Making sure you push those zipper teeth back some here. And then what I'm going to do is sew it from this side where I can see my stitches and go right back over that same seam. So we'll start here, back stitch, and just go along those same stitches that I made. So our start and stop here, and I'm going to turn it. Turn our little pocket piece. Okay. So now if you want, which I actually am going to do, is go and press this. And you're going to make sure to fold under that piece, and you want it to go a little bit past those stitches that you can see right here. Now you can take double-sided tape and put it there to hold it in place, which I feel like is a good idea. She does suggest that. So don't need a big piece. So right there. Get it to stick. Why are you not sticking? There we go. All right. Fold it and we'll lay it down there. All right, so I'm gonna go press this and then we'll come back and top stitch the pocket. Okay, so I pressed that, and now we go ahead and top stitch the pocket. So we're gonna top stitch all around here. And that's going to catch this piece and close that up. Get all these clips out of the way. Start at the bottom. And usually top stitch and base length are the same at about 4.5, 5. Okay, so that is done. Now we take our front exterior piece I guess we should probably mark a center here. And then our zipper has a center marked. So with this right side up, we're going to put our right side zipper here. Okay, so it means turn this around, right sides together. So where I clip the center here, mark that center. I'm going to follow this curve here. Clipping it right sides together. All right, so I'm going to clip this and speed this up real quick. Okay, so we have this all clipped. My husband's here, so you might hear some moving around in the background. Okay, so I'm gonna put a couple extra clips there. So now we have to sew this together. I'm checking the seam allowance, making sure that I'm sewing this correctly. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it this way and baste the pocket in place. So as usual, when we're basting, it's the 1/8 of an inch with the 4.5 to 5 stitch length. And I should have said it before, but be very careful and slow with the curves, just to make sure you're getting the shape of the bag correctly. Okay, so now we have the pocket basted in place. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. Now, our next step is going to take, we're going to take the pocket piece that we made, our little pin pockets, and right sides together. And we're going to clip this in place as well. Let's find our centers, because I don't have the centers marked on here. Clip this in place. I'll just find these centers right here and then just clip around the curve. Okay, so now we're gonna sew it, and it says to sew it with the panel face up. I think because it's probably easier to maneuver the piece this way. So a smaller stitch length of about 3.5, 4, and sew this together at your required seam allowance. Okay, so I don't know, I had a little thread snapping situation there, but we now have our front pocket on. It's nice. Here I am going to put a little handmade tag on here. Just at the top. So I think I'll put it right here. That would work. So here's our center here. I gotta get some Decovil heavy. Okay. And I use this to put behind the nameplate. It gives it a little bit more stability. Oh no. So normally when I do the nameplates, oh no, this should still be fine. I put duct tape on the back of it. I think what I might do is, since I don't have any, I forgot my duct tape. I think what I'll do is take another piece of Decovil heavy and fuse it on here, and maybe that'll work. I usually put the duct tape to cover up these prongs and make it less, so then when there's friction against the fabric, the lining fabric, it doesn't wear too fast and start creating holes on the lining fabric. So I'm going to take another piece of Decovil heavy and just interface it over this to protect the fabric. So give me a second. I'm going to go press this on there with my iron. Be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and interfaced that on there. It might be considered a little bit overkill, but it's better to have something there than to not have anything there. Oh well. All right, so now what we're going to do, oh, I think she wants me to top stitch. Okay, so I'm supposed to top stitch here around the pocket. So let's do that. So about 4.5, 5. I probably should check my bobbin. I could have possibly made it around the pocket, but Yeah, I probably could have made it, but it's okay. I'll just get a fresh bobbin here. So now we can go ahead and top stitch. And what I'm gonna do, I'll start from the bottom. Okay. Here, there we go. Wrong way. All right. Okay, so oh, I want to trim that. We got top stitch around the pocket. Cute, cute, cute. All right, let's see what our next step is. Okay, so now we're going to take the main lining piece, wrong sides together, and baste this on. So lining up our corners and clip away. I had a little bit of a hiccup right here, but I think it's fine. It's just a slight little crease. I think it'll be okay. Okay, so now we'll work on our main zipper gusset. And, you know, you could add an interior zipper pocket on this panel if you wanted to. We'll go ahead and get our main zipper gusset done here. So we'll get our exterior piece and baste right sides together, the zipper right sides together, and baste this in place. So now I'll take the lining piece and we'll put the exterior and lining piece right sides together and sew it in place with your required seam allowance. Smaller stitch length. Okay, and now we fold wrong sides together. Fold these wrong sides together, and then we're going to top stitch. And we do the same exact thing to the other side. So I'll just speed through all of that. If you have questions, let me know. Okay, so now we have to do a main gusset. Now you notice that I keep starting and stopping and shredding the thread and rethreading it because I lost this little hook thing. It broke off my machine, and ever since it broke off, I have been having shredding of the thread issues. So I've been looking for a new little hook thing. I don't even know what it's called. Maybe a thread hook or something to replace it so I can not have to do that. So now we're gonna do this zipper gusset just like we did our front zipper pocket. We're gonna put our oh, they're shredded right there. I guess it's fine. So right sides together. So the exterior right side, the lining right side together. And clip them all together. And let's make sure we have the correct seam allowance here. Okay. We're going to sew all of this together. and then we'll flip it wrong sides together and top stitch. And now we're just going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so we went through most of this bag without the shredding, and now all of a sudden it wants to shred like crazy. I don't know why. So I forgot to put the rectangle rings on, so we'll go ahead and get those on real quick. Need those for a backpack. So she says to put them on slightly over the edge just to make sure you catch everything. And we are going to trim that excess off in the same shape of the main panel, because there is bias tape on this. So you don't want it to bulge out of the bias tape. So now we're going to take our front panel, our center, we can find our centers here. Oh, and I should have transferred the gusset piece from the pattern onto this part. So we know where our zipper gusset is supposed to sit. So we'll find our center. Here. gonna center the bottom of the gusset. Okay, so right sides together, find our center here, and find our gusset mark. Here we go. Right sides together, gusset. Gusset mark here. Center. So I can't find my center here. Lost my center. Ah, here we go. Okay, so now we have all of our centers marked. Now we're going to, here you can do what she suggests and clip around on the curves to get the curves to sit really nicely. I'm just gonna clip away and keep it moving. Okay, so now what we're doing, we're gonna baste it in place and then come back with your seam allowance. But because I am using white thread, I am going to do the first basting stitch, and the second one I'm going to stay a little inside the seam allowance, so when I go to do the bias tape, if it flips up a little bit, you can't see my stitches. It's white thread, so if it was black it wouldn't be that big a deal. But so we're going to baste it and then come back around and sew it again. Okay, so that was a lot of work. Do the same thing to the other side. So right sides together. Make sure you tuck in your straps, your rectangle rings, all that good stuff. Oh, and I gotta transfer those gusset marks so everything lines up correctly, and mark my centers as well. I think what I'm gonna do is snip right there. Snip my center. I should already have my centers marked on my zipper panel. Ooh, my strap came out. Let's try to get that back in there. Don't want to get the strap caught. Alright, so now we got our centers marked, our gusset marked, and now I'm going to go ahead and clip this all down. I'll clip the centers and the gusset pieces first, and then clip all the curves. Okay, so the best way is probably to do it this way with the opposite panel up, because I think doing it this way would make it more complicated as far as catching the seams that you need. So I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to baste it in place and then sew it in place all the way. Okay, that was a lot of work. So the last two steps, we get the bias tape on and then we do the straps. So the bias tape, I decided to use purple to go with the purple lining that's on here. I think it's cute. And I need some scissors. Okay, so I'm gonna actually cut this way. And now we're just going to, you just start somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna fold this end back here, and you just clip it around. And just make sure you clip all your thread ends. I have a lot of them. Let me cut all these. Okay. So now we're just going to take the bias tape all the way around, clip it. And try to get that center crease right on that seam. I think I came outside of the seam allowance a little bit right there. I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. So I'll just clip this down, speed through this, and then we can get through the rest of this bag. Okay, so this I am going with the bias tape. I'm going to sew it at the seam allowance. Take your time to make sure you're pushing. She's just to push the bias tape towards the bag, because sometimes the pressure of the foot makes the bias tape want to bulge out a little bit, and then you wouldn't catch the bias tape like you need to on both sides. So top stitch length, let's do this. Here you go. Huh? Behind the water bottle. Oh. All right, so let's do this. So I don't know if it's because I used vinyl and it made this thicker or something, but at the seam allowance that I supposed to use, I was not catching the side that I couldn't see. So I seam ripped it, and I'm going to go ahead and re-sew it at a smaller seam allowance, and I think that should do the trick. I don't know, we shall see, but we'll get started and try this again. mistakes happen. So I will go probably in the middle of the bias tape. That should work, should get me to catch everything. Okay, so that worked out better for me. So the other side, I'm gonna go ahead and do it off camera, get it done. And then we'll do the straps and will be done. Yay. Okay, so I get the other side done off camera and turn the bag around. So I did have some difficulties because apparently I missed like some parts when basting it and sewing the main zipper gusset, but I went and fixed that, so it should be all good now. I'm just, you know, doing one more like look, and I think everything looks good right now. I think because I did not use the seam allowance like I should have on the bias tape, that stitch line is showing. I don't think it's a big deal. I personally would not make a huge deal out of it, but you know, you never know. So last step. This is the last step. Bag is done. So now we're going to get our straps. So we get our adjustable strap connectors, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Some excess vinyl here. We're gonna thread it through and then thread it through the other side. Pull it all the way, making sure you keep your right side up, and then it's gonna go through your rectangle connector. Then what you're going to do is come back around in a loop. You see, here's the back side here. We'll pop this up, and it might be a little bit more difficult with vinyl than with just fabric. But we're going to pop this through. Let's pull this up and down, back down. And it is a little more difficult with vinyl, but it's okay, it'll work out. You can see I'm getting it through there. And then I'm going to pull a little bit more slack through, and I will clip these two pieces together, and this is where we'll rivet. And that was going to give us our adjustable straps. When you use vinyl, the adjustable straps are not as easy to adjust, but I mean, it looks nice. I personally like it. I don't know, I like vinyl straps, so that's just me. So do it one more time. So we have our right side up. Take our wrong one, adjustable strap here, go up and thread it through. And we're gonna pull this through some, probably a lot. Keeping the right side up, go through your rectangle ring. So the right side is gonna be down, wrong side is gonna be up. Pull it through, make a loop, and now I'm gonna push this vinyl up some, back through the loop, and you can always just pull this up some and put it back through. Adjust it to however you like. Oops. I'm gonna pull this through a little bit less, because I'm gonna do double rivets. I'm not gonna sew. If you had fabric, you could sew. Technically, I can sew these with my machine. I'm just not going to, because I don't feel like it. So I will clip these two together. I'll pull it through enough because I'm going to do double rivets. It's going to give it extra security that way. Right? Here we go. And I'm going to take my little hole punch here. Punch. One. And so when I do double rivets, I really like to get the rivet in the first hole that I make, just to make sure that I'm keeping it lined up well. I don't want to make a hole for a rivet and then go to the second one and then they don't line up at all. That would drive me crazy. Our second one. There we go. Punch the holes for the other strap. All right. Okay, so the bag is done. As you can see, it might be a little bit better to do a bag after I've made it the first time, but I do feel like this was a good indicator on what it's like to make a bag the first time. You know, you got questions and you're struggling, you have to restart things, you know, so I do love it though. So every once in a while, I think I will do first time pattern videos. My next one, I don't know honestly when I'll do my next one, just because of the shredding of the thread. I don't know if you all care at the fact that I have to, you know, stop, rethread it, cut the thread. If that's a big deal for you, then just let me know in the comments, and I'll just wait until I get the piece that I need before I make a new video. If it doesn't bother you, let me know. I will make another video, like, until I get my little piece. I think it's called like a thread hook. But anyways, the bag turned out super cute. Like, it's absolutely adorable. This is actually fabric for from a pre-order. So what happens is I was asked to be a tester, and I got this fabric before they release it, and I'm able to make something with it to showcase the fabric. So if you would like to have this fabric, comment below. I'll give you the link of the pre-order and you can get this fabric. But the bag is just super cute. Just love it. Of course, as always, I'll link below everything that I used. And, you know, like, subscribe. Don't like it, I don't know why you would, but if you don't like it, oh well. So I guess I'll just see you next time. All right. Thanks for joining me for this bag.